Okay, cool. Somebody want to do an opening prayer?
I will. Our Heavenly Father, we're grateful for the opportunity we have to meet for this class today and be able to go over this case study. We ask you to please bless us to help us understand the material clearly and grow in our knowledge of business management. And we say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Spiritual thought, anybody?
See, I set you up for that each time. I do this prayer real quick, so it leaves you with the spiritual
thought. I'm looking at you, Dalton.
I'm out of ideas.
Oh, you're out of ideas?
Yeah.
Okay, I can share something. I was reading something good the other day in the Book of Mormon. Just a moment. Okay, so here's something, I guess. I was reading in Alma chapter 17 the other day. This is when the sons of Mosiah set out to teach the Lamanites. And 17 verse 5 just kind of talks about their circumstances when they were when they set out on this journey to travel to the land of Nephi to teach them. And it says that now these are the circumstances which attended them and their journeys. For they had many afflictions, they did suffer much, both in body and in mind, such as hunger, thirst, and fatigue, and also much labor in the spirit. So I guess one thing you can kind of take out of this is that what they were going to do was definitely worthwhile, but oftentimes in life, what's worthwhile isn't easy. And so sometimes we, I don't know, sometimes in life we may have to suffer a bit to, I don't know if suffering is the right word, but like at least go through some amount of pain to get what we really want. And sometimes that could be, it could be physical pain, it could be mental pain, emotional, spiritual, whatever. But sometimes going through change can be difficult. And trying to get what we want can be difficult as well. But it's like, that's when we kind of grow the most, is when we go through these challenges. And that we face pain, but we learn that, it's better to live a life going after what you want and facing pain rather than just living a life trying to avoid all pain whenever possible. And at the end of the day, you didn't really achieve anything. So that's what I say in the name of Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
Okay, what's our discussion questions today?
So number 3 says...
Is this the Brentwood?
Yeah. All right.
Isn't that where O.J. Simpson lived?
No idea.
I've been to Brentwood. It's a suburb of LA. It's by like Beverly Hills and Santa Monica.
Simpson was from Brentwood, yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, that's where O.J. Simpson was from.
Oh, Brentwood.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay away from there, I guess.
All right. Number 3 says, put yourself in the shoes of Brentwood Associates Management. You must decide whether or not you will exit Zoe's Kitchen now, and if so, what is the best exit option? As a group vote, what should Brentwood do with Zoe's Kitchen? IPO now, sell to a strategic buyer or a financial buyer, or wait and grow the business until it is more valuable before exiting?
I vote wait and grow the business. until it's more valuable.
I think I'm gonna go with sell it. Yeah,
Sell
yeah,
it to.
to a strategic buyer or a financial buyer.
Oh, so you say don't do the IPO?
No, neither of us. So far, neither of us think they should do the IPO as of now.
Okay, I agree.
Okay.
Sounds like he's heavily influenced by us.
um, the only thing I had was that Jobs Act thing was like would take some of their profits if they were to do the IPO.
Mhm.
Um, it said typically 5 to 7% of the gross IPO proceeds um, would be taken up by that Jobs Act. So I don't know.
So, what do you think? Should they sell it or should they just let it grow and then see what happens in the future?
I say Lee, grow it and then wait till for it to get bigger, then sell it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. Grow it, because they could do an IPO now, but it would be really costly, and they're a lot smaller than other companies. Like I was talking about, like Noodles and Company was like far bigger. Other fast casual type restaurants like they are were a lot bigger before they went public. Um, so yeah, I think they should grow it more.
Yeah. I guess I'll jump on that. Um, yeah. I mean, and I know he said in the case somewhere that if they have to wait a year or two and see what happens, then the that they would do it. So I guess that probably is the best option. All right. So number 4 says, as a group, allow each individual to say his or her position. If you all agree on the outset, take a counter position and explore why you should consider those options. I mean, for selling it now, the reason I said that was just because I know they wanted to get out of it, and it was a safer bet than going the IPO route. So that's why I said they should sell it. Um, yeah,
I think it's because they have the Brentwood company is like taking a risk on making this go public, and it would affect other companies that they would want to go public with in the future if they had a negative IPO. So if they have a failed one, it could have like a long lasting consequences for their future sales of or future IPOs.
yeah.
What am I basically giving my reasoning why I think they should grow it, wait and gain scale.
Um, Pretty much since we chose that option, I guess what would be a pro of the other two?
Money could sell it and cash in.
Yeah,
I guess yeah, that's the main benefit, I guess, of selling it to like a private buyer, um, or maybe like a private equity firm or something.
yeah,
Um, would be just basically you're getting money up. You're It's a quick exit strategy if you want to get rid of it. Um, you're going to get whatever price you get, whatever conclusion you come to with them. Um, so I mean, it's a way to yeah. I think it's I guess a good short term solution, or if like you're strapped for cash or something, or if like for whatever reason you're just worried more about your short term gain. I think it's not a bad short term solution.
yeah. And I know there was a little part in the case study that talked about how they could do like a partial buyout, so that if they still wanted a little piece of the company going forward, they could still do that. And then in a year or two or whenever, they could still do an IPO or do whatever they wanted with that partial, I guess, equity that they had in the business.
Mm-hmm. It didn't sound like there was very much risk in waiting to sell because the company wasn't struggling or anything else. So, like as you're reading the reasons why and the wait and gain option, there's nothing that they say is really a looming fear that could happen with the company. They said if anything, growing the company larger would attract larger investors for a private sale and give it a higher IPO initial offering if they went that route as well. Because there's more safety in a larger company than say a smaller one as going out to a public offering initially. Like Facebook was huge, right? So there was little risk of it.
Yeah, and I mean their profits jumped from what 80 million to almost 120,000. So they're growing.
Yeah, they grew pretty quickly. I think the only major risk, the main risk I see with waiting would be is if there's like another big economic downturn and they profits really go down, then they're kind of stuck with it. Then if they want to sell it, then they'd end up selling it for way less than they could have before. So I mean, that's something that's kind of out of their control.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if the economy tanked or something, that's the only negative. That's the biggest risk I could see for them.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. So the last question, how much worth under each exit option? Discuss with each other how you got your answers. As a group, come up with a consensus as to what Zoe's is worth. So I haven't done any math for this. So what I'm thinking is, since we're all on board with the waiting option, I mean, we could come up with an equation to figure out how much they're worth.
So it says in 2013, I guess this is this before? So it says that they have 94 company-owned restaurants. I didn't think it was that many. And I assume that this is before them going public or anything.
Or are you looking at the
Exhibit 7?
Yeah.
I didn't think it was near that amount, but I don't know. 2011, 2012, the sales growth percentage was really high. It looks like 2013 they expanded a lot, and their sales growth went down a bit.
Yeah, so right off the bat, I think that we've been talking about how them waiting and growing the business, I think that makes them, or that gives them the most value as far as them exiting the company. I think that'll give them the biggest evaluation. I don't know exactly how much, but I mean, we've been kind of talking about how that's the best option to really get investors and people to, I guess, take the company from them.
Mm-hmm. Their net income in 2013 was negative $3.7 million. It's probably because they were expanding so much.
Yeah.
There we go.
It has some. It has the value of some similar companies too on an Exhibit 9. It has some similar fast casual businesses. How much they sold for.
Which your exhibit are you looking at?
I was on Exhibit 9. Now I'm looking at Exhibit 10.
Okay.
So are we on the question of are we talking about what our evaluation of the company is?
Yeah, the very last one.
So how much is the company worth under each option?
Well, I know it. Yeah, and I know I don't have the numbers to prove it, but it talked about how the IPO option would be the company would be worth more doing the IPO option, and then selling it to someone would give them the business wouldn't be worth as much since it's in a private market right now. So I think we can assume that it'll be worth the least by selling it, and then second by the IPO option. And then if they grow, it'll be worth the most. But it's just figuring out exactly how much. I mean, does that sound right to you guys?
I don't know. I'm still like trying to figure out what exhibit I should be looking at here. I think 10 is just competitors, right? Chipotle, Panera Bread, Chewy's, Noodles. Let's see. Ooh, Morton's Restaurant. Have you guys ever been there? It's like
Morton?
Morton's.
I haven't even heard. I don't think I've heard of it.
It's an Exhibit 9. It's like a extremely expensive steakhouse. Like I went there, they had a porterhouse for like $110.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
I went to Benihana's the other month.
Benihana. Oh, though they cook the food in front of you.
Yeah, it's.
Okay, let's try this one.
Yeah, I won't be going to any expensive restaurants for the next couple of months.
Are you almost done with school?
No, but that's not. I don't get home until January, so.
Oh yeah, Rexburg I'm sure doesn't have a lot of fine dining restaurants.
Yeah, I mean, if you consider Applebee's fine dining.
Yeah. I wish I was smarter to understand what all these exhibits were.
Yeah. I mean, I know the equations for like, I don't know, let's see. Did I delete it? I have a bunch of financial ratios for like leverage and book value. I guess we could do book value, but I don't know if the numbers are
What class do you have those from?
business 211. It's the
Oh,
class
right.
where you like run a big corporation. Yeah.
What's the class called?
Business 211. Let me see what it's exactly called.
Large business creation.
Let's see. See, business fundamentals. And just pretty much the entire semester, we simulate running a big company that sells sensors.
Mm. Okay. Wow, when you look at Exhibit 7, it compares Noodles, Chewy's, and Zoe's Kitchen. And like when you see the selected operating data, you can see that their store sales growth percentage is like way higher than all these other companies. Like Noodles was 3.2 in 2010, 4.2 2011, 5.2 in 2012. Zoe's was 11.8 2011, 13.4 2012, and 6.9 in 2013.
Jeez.
So like more than double, except for the 2013, which these other ones don't have a comparison for 2013. So
yeah, I don't know how to find how much the business is worth under all three options. I have absolutely no idea. I mean, we could probably figure out how much the company's worth right now, but I don't know how we would, I guess, make that change between all three options.
Horizons too.
Are those your roommates?
Huh?
Are those your roommates?
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's cool.
They're on like,
it's like they're singing like a Disney song or something.
Yeah, I don't know. They started off watching Tarzan this morning, and it's just kind of been going all day.
The new Tarzan?
No, the old Disney cartoon
Oh,
one.
the animated one with like Phil Collins singing?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know.
Earnings before interest.
Let's see. By August 2013, Zoe was on track to finish 202 years, 16 years. 16 million. About 11 million. Yeah, so the revenues in 2013 are 116 million, but their net income was negative 3 million.
So how was that possible?
That they just probably because if you look from 2012 to 2013, they went from 70. I'm on Exhibit 7. Under total number of restaurants, 2012 they had 75. 2013 they had 102. So they expanded by 27 restaurants in 1 year, and so that probably is going to take a lot of money. And so their costs were overall they lost $3.7 million, even though their sales went way up.
Hmm.
I don't know, maybe just like cost of like acquiring new properties and
Hmm. Well, do we know if they were to sell? Because the three options are, where do I think? Oh, it's right here. Is sell it to a private investor, wait, and make it go public with the IPO, right? Are those the three?
yeah.
So to sell it to a private investor, do we have any kind of figure in here of somebody giving them an offer?
No.
You're talking about for selling the company.
Yeah.
It just says that if he were to sell the company, that he would have a lot of options on the table, and that there's some people that are willing to buy it for a good price.
Now, if you go to Exhibit 2, 1 and 2, it shows some other companies that are, again, somewhat similar to Zoe's, and it shows what their revenue was before they went public. Like Noodles and Company was 300 million in revenues, whereas Zoe's is 116. And then it shows their offer price for their stock. But it doesn't show how many. Oh, no, it does. Gross IPO proceeds. And then let's see, enterprise value, EV, where's that at? So I don't exactly understand this. So I'm looking at Exhibit 2. On the bottom it says note EV equals enterprise value. That's going to be basically the value of the company. But the values are a number and then with an X at the end. So it's like a multiple of something, but I'm not sure like a multiple of what.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only other thing we were given to read was the reading on initial public offerings. Did you guys look at that at all?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
Okay, calculating total enterprise value. Okay, it's like a long, complicated formula. Selecting the final offering price. How about that? And it's super complicated.
Where are you seeing it at? It was in the
initial public offerings PDF that we were given. It's like at the very end.
Is it in the Brentwood week 7?
No, it's in a different reading. If you go to like the preparing for the case study, where you downloaded the Brentwood case study reading, there's a reading on initial public offerings.
Okay, I see it here. Hoi, 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 hoi.
This case got complicated.
Yeah, man, we went downhill pretty quick. How much is always worth under each exit option? Discuss with each other how you got your answers.
Let's see if we get anybody else posted a video. I was going to say, to see if, I wonder if anybody else was able to get that answer.
Yeah, I got nothing, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. What should we do?
I'm not sure.
Should we just give up? Just throw in the towel?
I assume so.
Too hard, man. This is like stuff for like, you know, freaking business grad or business school.
Yeah, for actual Harvard business
For
school.
like Harvard Business School stuff.
Well, it makes it difficult because they don't give you any like explanation on how, you know, you can just like throw an Excel sheet at someone and go, okay, you now you know how to do it. You know.
Yeah, I think they overestimate our abilities.
Yeah, my equations are like, well, this page plus this equals 5, so
Yeah.
they should buy.
Must be worth $1 million.
Yeah.
Like, I appreciate the confidence in us, but
Yeah,
maybe we can use other people's postings to try to, like their YouTube HOAs to help us figure out.
Can we see other groups' HOAs?
If they posted, you know, their video link.
Where did they post that?
Here's one. You see me in the chat?
oh, is that what the message was?
Yeah, that's a link to a video. If you like jump to like the last, I don't know, like, let's see where they start doing it. Jump to like 30, 31 minutes.
What is
I
this?
mean, I found some stuff online, but it's super complicated stuff, and probably beyond the scope of this class.
Mhm. I'm just curious if other people in this class, and this is like, oh yeah, I know how to do this. You know, like,
I have a feeling they don't.
oh yeah, I would say I
Right.
would have to say they don't either, but I'm curious to
Because
see
I
this.
know we talked about the grade we have in the class before we went live, and we have pretty good grades, and I'm thinking if we can't figure it out, we can't be the
Yeah,
only ones.
I think this is like the brightest group. This is the best of this class, the brightest of this class. Right?
Yeah.
We can't figure it out.
All right. We'll just leave it at that, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess I can look at that Excel sheet and try to figure something out, or look at those exhibits and try to figure something out. But
Yeah.
it's
I could say that an IPO would probably give them the greatest price for the company, and then selling it to an individual investor, an investor firm, or whatever, they would get less for that. So I guess ranking them, IPO would be number one. Selling it to someone else would be number two. And then I guess number three, they're not really selling it at all yet.
yeah.
Yeah. And well, I think, and then in the future, when they do go to sell it, I think that bumps the third option of waiting. I think that bumps it up to number one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've actually never even heard of this restaurant. Have you guys ever seen this place before?
No.
I think I've heard of it, but it actually sounds really good. But unfortunately, they don't have one out here. If they did, I would totally go to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes in some of these classes, I'll learn of like new restaurants and stuff, and then I'll find them in town. I'll actually go to them, and they're usually pretty good.
Okay. Let's leave it at there. What do you think you're going to do for your equation on this, or are you going to do one at all, you think?
Honestly, just because of what time it is, I probably won't do an equation, and I'll just beef up the rest of the case analysis.
Yeah. And it's 200 word summary, right?
Yeah. 200-word summary, and then the hints, and then what you think. Or at least that's how I've been doing it.
I've been just doing it as one big summary, and then I include all the hints and stuff within the summary. That way I don't have to like go back and do them one by one.
Yeah.
He hasn't really given me any feedback on that being wrong, but who knows?
Yeah, I've been kind of just typing a lot of the stuff that we kind of talk about in this meeting, and I'm kind of writing less and less of a summary because I feel like that's like probably the least important part is just like rehashing or retelling what we already read.
Yeah, and there's not a lot in this case that you can like rewrite. It's just like they get right to it. Should he sell? Should he do this? It's like there's not a whole bunch of variables to this. But okay. Well, let's do that then.
Okay. Well, is there anything else we want to talk about?
When are we meeting next?
I'm
It'll be
assuming
next Wednesday.
Yeah.
You guys want to do a time?
What works for you guys?
9 or 10 works fine for me, Eastern time.
I could do 9.
So that would be 7 your time.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, 9 or 10, that works.
So you're saying 9 p.m. Boise time?
So 6 or 7 your time.
No, 9 or 10 would be 8
He's
or 9.
talking Eastern time.
Oh, okay. So what time would that be for me?
6 or 7.
I can do like 7:30.
That's fine.
Is that too late?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, it kind of stinks when I'm on the East Coast and you're on the West Coast because there's a 3-hour difference.
Yeah. I just get off work like at around 7, so. All right. So you want to do it for like 7:15?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
I
that
mean
works.
7:15 my time, so 10:15 your time.
Yeah, that works.
All right. It's in my iPhone, so no going back.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. We'll see you guys then. That's Wednesday, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, well, I'll see you guys then. Have a good night.
Yep.
Okay.
You too.
Okay, later.
All right, see you guys.